Welcome. Today we are looking at nervous coordination. This is topic 8 in your SS3 biology series. This topic appears regularly in objective questions in your examinations. Pay close attention. Let us begin. First, let me explain what nervous coordination is. Nervous coordination is the regulation of body functions by the nervous system. It involves the transmission of electrical signals. These signals are called nerve impulses. They travel along neurons. Neurons are specialized cells. They transmit information throughout the body. The nervous system detects stimuli. It processes information. It produces responses. Nervous coordination is fast and precise. It allows organisms to respond quickly to changes in the environment. It is essential for survival. Understanding nervous coordination is essential for understanding animal physiology. Now, let me explain the structure of the nervous system. The nervous system has two main parts: the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system consists of the brain and spinal cord. The brain is the control center. It processes information. It coordinates responses. The spinal cord transmits signals between the brain and the body. The peripheral nervous system consists of nerves. These nerves connect the central nervous system to the rest of the body. The peripheral nervous system has two divisions: the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. The somatic nervous system controls voluntary movements. The autonomic nervous system controls involuntary functions. The autonomic nervous system has two subdivisions: the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. The sympathetic nervous system prepares the body for action. The parasympathetic nervous system calms the body. Now, let me explain the structure of a neuron. Neurons are the functional units of the nervous system. They have three main parts: the cell body, dendrites, and axon. The cell body contains the nucleus. It maintains the neuron. Dendrites are short, branched extensions. They receive signals from other neurons. The axon is a long, slender extension. It transmits signals to other neurons. The axon is covered by a myelin sheath. The myelin sheath is made of Schwann cells. It insulates the axon. It speeds up signal transmission. Nodes of Ranvier are gaps in the myelin sheath. They allow for saltatory conduction. This is rapid signal transmission. Neurons are classified by function. Sensory neurons transmit signals from receptors to the central nervous system. Motor neurons transmit signals from the central nervous system to effectors. Interneurons connect sensory and motor neurons. Now, let me explain the transmission of nerve impulses. Nerve impulses are electrical signals. They are generated by changes in membrane potential. The resting potential is the membrane potential at rest. It is about -70 millivolts. The inside of the neuron is negative relative to the outside. This is maintained by the sodium-potassium pump. The pump moves sodium ions out and potassium ions in. An action potential is a rapid change in membrane potential. It occurs when a stimulus reaches the threshold. Sodium ions rush into the neuron. This depolarizes the membrane. The membrane potential becomes positive. Potassium ions rush out. This repolarizes the membrane. The membrane potential returns to negative. The action potential travels along the axon. It is an all or none response. This means it either occurs or it does not. The action potential is the basis of nerve impulse transmission. Now, let me explain the synapse. A synapse is a junction between two neurons. It allows communication between neurons. The synaptic cleft is the gap between neurons. Neurotransmitters are chemical messengers. They are released from the presynaptic neuron. They cross the synaptic cleft. They bind to receptors on the postsynaptic neuron. This triggers a response in the postsynaptic neuron. Neurotransmitters include acetylcholine, dopamine, and serotonin. Acetylcholine is involved in muscle contraction. Dopamine is involved in movement and reward. Serotonin is involved in mood regulation. Synaptic transmission is essential for nervous coordination. It allows for complex processing of information. Now, let me explain the structure of the brain. The brain is the control center of the nervous system. It is located in the skull. It has three main parts: the cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem. The cerebrum is the largest part. It is divided into two hemispheres. The left and right hemispheres. Each hemisphere has 4 lobes. The frontal lobe is involved in decision-making. The parietal lobe is involved in sensation. The temporal lobe is involved in hearing and memory. The occipital lobe is involved in vision. The cerebellum is located at the back of the brain. It coordinates movement and balance. The brainstem connects the brain to the spinal cord. It controls vital functions. These include breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. The brain is the most complex organ in the body. Now, let me explain the spinal cord. The spinal cord is a long cylindrical structure. It extends from the brainstem. It runs through the vertebral column. It transmits signals between the brain and the body. It is involved in reflex actions. Reflex actions are rapid, automatic response. They do not involve the brain. Reflexes protect the body from harm. For example, touching a hot object triggers a withdrawal reflex. Sensory neurons transmit signals to the spinal cord. Motor neurons transmit signals to muscles. The spinal cord is essential for nervous coordination. Now let me explain the reflex arc. A reflex arc is the pathway of a reflex action. It involves 5 components. The receptor detects the stimulus. The sensory neuron transmits the signal to the spinal cord. The interneuron connects sensory and motor neurons. The motor neuron transmits the signal to the effector. The effector produces the response. The response is rapid and automatic. The reflex arc is a simple circuit. It allows for quick responses. It does not require conscious thought. Reflex arcs are important for survival. Now, let me explain the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system connects the central nervous system to the body. It has 2 divisions. The somatic nervous system controls voluntary movements. It innervates skeletal muscles. The autonomic nervous system controls involuntary functions. It innervates smooth muscles, cardiac muscles, and glands. The autonomic nervous system has 2 subdivisions. The sympathetic nervous system prepares the body for action. It activates the fight or flight response. It increases heart rate and blood pressure. It dilates pupils. The parasympathetic nervous system calms the body. It activates the rest and digest response. It decreases heart rate and blood pressure. It constricts pupils. These systems work together to maintain homeostasis. Now, let me explain the importance of nervous coordination. Nervous coordination is important for several reasons. First, it allows organisms to detect stimuli. Stimuli include light, sound, touch, and temperature. Second, it allows organisms to respond to changes. Responses include movement and secretion. Third, it coordinates body functions. It controls movement, digestion, and respiration. Fourth, it maintains homeostasis. It regulates temperature, blood pressure, and heart rate. Fifth, it supports learning and memory. The nervous system is essential for behaviour. 6th, it supports communication. The nervous system allows for complex interactions. Now, let me explain the differences between nervous and hormonal coordination. Nervous coordination uses electrical signals. Hormonal coordination uses chemical signals. Nervous coordination is fast. Hormonal coordination is slower. Nervous coordination has short-lived effects. Hormonal coordination has long-lasting effects. Nervous coordination is localized. Hormonal coordination is widespread. Both systems work together. They coordinate body functions. They are both essential for survival. Now let me give you sample exam questions. Define nervous coordination. Nervous coordination is the regulation of body functions by the nervous system. Name the parts of the nervous system. The parts are the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Describe the structure of a neuron. A neuron has a cell body, dendrites, and axon. Explain the transmission of nerve impulses. Nerve impulses are transmitted by action potentials. Define synapse. A synapse is a junction between two neurons. Distinguish between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. The sympathetic system prepares for action. The parasympathetic system calms the body. Let me summarize. Nervous coordination is the regulation of body functions by the nervous system. The nervous system has two main parts: the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system consists of the brain and spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system consists of nerves. Neurons are the functional units. Nerve impulses are electrical signals. Synapses are junctions between neurons. The brain is the control centre. The spinal cord transmits signals. The reflex arc is a simple pathway. The autonomic nervous system controls involuntary functions. Nervous coordination is fast and precise. Practice these concepts. When you have them down, move to topic 9.